Bitcoin is up $1,000 today. I hope you're entertained because I literally said it live when the dump happened yesterday. If these reject here, if DXY dumps and US 2-year yield rejects, Bitcoin price should really go up. And then if it dumps instead, I would at least be suspicious on that price action. It could be manipulation, people trying to trigger everyone's stops and then run it back 2 hours later. I don't know what's gonna happen, but at least consider that possibility, guys. And I wrote this well ahead of time in last Friday's TA report for members. I wrote this: we have two clues right now, DXY and the yield curve, which basically represent the value and strength of the denominator in BTC USD, meaning the dollar itself. And if DXY and the 2-year yield both reject at resistance, it seems very possible that we get a pump in BTC back up. So let me explain this again. That was last Friday I wrote that. Then on Monday, DXY did reject, big time. Then with a candle like this, BTC should logically pump. But what happened? Yesterday, Monday, BTC dumped. That smelled fishy to me. That felt like a scam dump. I actually thought they would run it even little lower to trigger the stop losses set below these lows, but perhaps that was too obvious and they ran it back earlier. So this was actually an excellent lesson that you have to somehow try to move to the opposite side of the fence from everyone else. Even here, even in the live stream yesterday, when Bitcoin suddenly started dumping, falling off a cliff, it got all quiet in the chat. People stopped typing. The mood fell off a cliff too. Oh no. Sad. Crypto Twitter, or Crypto X or what it's called now, was all doomsday. And you have to somehow feel completely opposite of everyone else. And the only way to do that is to stop using other people's emotions as a guidance and instead steer your own ship with trust in your own process, your own tools, your own methodology, whatever it may be. There are so many great methodologies that work. It's following them that's the difficult part. It was not easy to enter a buy order in the exchange yesterday, was it? Even though we had busted the manipulation strategy with some certainty, both in advance and live while it was actually happening. Anyway, these are small movements. This price move up and down here will have no relevance for your final outcome of this whole Bitcoin or crypto adventure. It doesn't matter. 4% here or there, it doesn't matter. Bitcoin will go to hundreds of thousands of dollars or to near zero. In that case, probably replaced by another project that's even better. There is nothing in between. I'm only highlighting what happened yesterday and today as a learning. If we go back to the analysis, the clues to watch and the question still ahead is: if these two charts, the DXY that we're looking at now and the 2-year yield, will follow through on this rejection. They haven't really yet. On DXY, price is bouncing back a little today, and it didn't really reach the full resistance. And the 2-year yield is not falling back yet. It's almost at resistance. We've had multiple signs of rejection near this area, but it's not really conclusive yet. So before we somehow have some confirmation here, as nice as today's candle is, this is not a green light for a new parabolic move. My main scenario for Bitcoin is still that we remain in this range and that we at best get a pump back to the range highs. Why am I not more short-term positive? Because the daily trend is still down and we have already failed twice at this major multi-year resistance going back all the way to 2021. And that is different from the situation we had in the spring, when we broke resistance after resistance on the upside. Trend was up, Larsen line was gold. You see, even during this big dump, Larsen line still didn't turn down. Now it's different. We're in consolidation, in a range. There is no trend while we're stuck in a range. And for that situation to change, we either need to break conclusively on the downside with a trend down, maybe see this 25k support turn into resistance, then maybe we get trending price action back on the downside. Or we finally break out through this massive 30k resistance, flip it into support with a trend up. Okay. Then it's go time again. For now, I hope I helped you yesterday to understand what was going on, so you didn't panic dump your entire portfolio at support yesterday, if you're in this game for speculative purposes. Of course, if it was money you can't speculate with or can't afford going down, then it always makes sense to cut any position going negative. Then I want to repeat something. There is a huge difference between losing money and missing a move. If you buy and it goes down, you lose money. That's bad. But being unsure of what is happening and not taking a position in something which then goes up does not lose your money. That's fine. Those two kind of feel the same, but they really are not. I'm still mostly in cash and my plan hasn't changed. If you go up to the range highs here and reject again, or the trend is still down, I will lighten the load even further. Why? Do I think Bitcoin will never go up again? No, not at all. That's not the case. It's because I'm confident that if or when we turn up, I will catch the majority of that move. Because I have my Larsen line process. That means I can't miss it. If this type of price action that we have seen in Bitcoin to date will continue, let's really zoom out. Bitcoin can't go to 60,000, 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, 1 million with Larsen line down. It's just not possible. So why would I hodl if I can do this instead? Either Larsen line remains blue, the trend is down, then price will be lower at some point. That's the definition. Or the trend turns up. We break out. Then the confidence that we're out of the woods is much higher than it is now. Then I can buy with more money because I have higher confidence that the true trend is up again. Either of those two cases is better risk-reward ratio, which is what investing is all about. So that's my strategy. But I will not sell to zero Bitcoin, even if this range breaks down. I want to have some Bitcoin always, because I think this is fun. That's also my own medicine against crippling FOMO. If I would be all out and then BTC pumps 10% while I sleep, you feel physically sick almost, right? When switching on Twitter X and seeing what has happened. So that's my solution to that. But I have absolutely no indication that that is better financially. It's just an emotional management. Then I'm fine to be in fully speculative mode with the lion part of the portfolio. The Larsen line indicator wouldn't have helped you yesterday. It was blue, and while we did dump to lower lows, we pumped right back today. So didn't give you anything. The indicator is just a tool. You also need knowledge, experience, learnings, how to use it, when to use it. That's why we're discussing it in the Discord server. That's why I'm not selling the Larsen line indicator as such, because it's the entire package of the process, your learnings, our discussions, sharing the analysis, the TA reports, and the tools, which together has brought so much value to so many people over all these years. I also wrote this last Friday. The place to sell is not at support at the range bottom, assuming you're in this for investing. Again, price is not trending at the moment. We're ranging. Here I will still get one challenge. So why don't I make all that free? It's very simple, because the process would stop working. I need to keep it small. If there are hundreds of thousands of people and 10 institutions suddenly competing with us for the same entries and exits, it would stop working. I opened this up, but it can't be free. Even though I was right with analysis yesterday, this remains a difficult stretch in the market. But I can guarantee you that trending price action will be back. So use this more difficult time to up your game and be ready for when we start trending again. That's my advice. Thank you, tack. CTO Larsen out. Hej då.